This is the breakdown for the week of um, April 6th to April 11th. So starting off with AUD CAD, the weekly is at a lower low. This would be our weekly take profit. We basically wicked into it. So the daily kind of pulls back, does a deeper pullback. Then we would be okay with this one. So this needs proper daily pullback. Let's see if there's anything on AUD USD. Perfect. Yep, this broke out as well too. Target would basically be there. And on the daily, this is also bearish as well too. So same thing, we're just gonna wait for a proper daily pullback. Move this flags off of here. Let's see. NZD USD. This hasn't, let's see, is it still in this range? Yeah, is it still in this range? Not interested. Weekly for this, we're still also in this range for AUD NZD, so not interested, not interested, and NZCAD not interested. Okay, and let's see, weekly at a lower low. What's the daily saying? Daily's also at a lower low. So what's the daily saying? Lower low. Weekly TP would be right here. So the daily kind of has a proper pullback. It's gonna be taking a while if we do it this slow. So daily needs a proper pullback. USD JPY weekly lower low. We do a counter trend. Let's see. Daily is also bearish, so we can look for a wick continuation down to here. So weekly wick pullback continuation. Right? So daily, basically, the daily had a pullback. We come back to this level. Just say, I'll just say something like that. So it had a proper pullback. So now what's the 4 hour saying? 4 hour needs to shift. And well, okay, Euro PLN. Weekly had a proper pullback. Weekly target because we're still bearish. What's the daily saying? The daily would need to shift structure. Weekly proper pullback, daily needs SOS. Daily needs SOS. Weekly's bullish, daily's also bullish. Daily needs proper pullback. Weekly target. We're basically at the weekly target there, so we're just looking for the daily to have a proper pullback. Okay, weekly at a higher high. Weekly target. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, this would have to be it here. Daily is also bullish, so daily just needs a proper pullback. AJ, we are daily is also bearish. Weekly is at a lower low. Weekly take profit would pretty much be right here because we haven't broken past this zone. Well, weekly target, this would be the actual weekly target here. Daily just needs a proper daily pullback. This daily's had a proper pullback. Let's see what the weekly was saying. Weekly is basically the weekly broke out, but we can't do a counter trend because a counter trend would have to be right here. Wait, oh no, this is, oh, the market didn't close yet on the weekly. We still got about 5 more minutes. So if this does break through, I think we should just wait because we don't know what this is going to do in 5 minutes. So we'll be back in 5 minutes to just recheck everything. The weekly's closed with an indecision candle. It's clearly a rejection candle because you can clearly see that this candle does not want to go down whatsoever. Like this is where it'd be a strong candle. So you can see this is rejecting bearish and we're at a lower low with the counter trend. The only thing is our next take profit is right here. So the take profit's too close. It doesn't really make sense. So USD SEK is not for this week. USD CZK, we are basically, this is the lower low. You can see that we're totally rejecting sells as well too. So we'd be looking for some sort of buy signal. Because as you can see, if we draw it out on here, you can see that this is clearly a strong bullish candle, right? So, well, it's an indecision candle, but it's a strong bullish candle. So in that case, then we would be looking for counter trend trades. So the daily just needs to shift. So we just need the daily to shift. And then since it's a counter trend, the next structure point would be right here. So we'd be looking to take it up to there. So we just need daily to shift. Gold at a all-time high. We've had a pullback. Daily, I would say just daily just needs to shift, and then we can look for the counter trend. Um, Two next structure point would be right here. Waiting for daily. Counter trend. So boom. US oil weekly is at a lower low. Take profit is right here. Daily should be in trend. Daily just needs a proper daily pullback so we can pull back something like that. We'll see where it pulls back to. Silver weekly is at a lower low. So this would be the weekly take profit on here. Daily should be aligned. Daily just needs a pullback. Daily's having a proper pullback. Weekly is also bearish. Weekly target would be here. Daily looks like it's having a decent pullback. So once daily pulls back, then we can look to take it lower again, back to only this weekly point on here. So daily would pull up and then we can take it back on here. So we just need, basically we're just looking for the 4 hour to do its thing. Let's see, because we're not. Yeah, it would have to be. We could just say it's like there. So it's basically, yeah, it's pulled back. So yeah, we're just looking for the 4 hour to do its thing. We just need the 4 hour to shift, or not to shift, to do the accumulation break retest. GJ daily is just, okay, this looks so messy. So we are bearish, 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 and the weekly just looks terrible. The daily, because we would be expecting the daily to make a new lower low before we do anything. So just being that it's not the cleanest, we're just not going to be interested in it. Um, whoops. Use the NOK weekly. It's pulling back. We can just say that's the zone right there. And we just need to confirm that the daily needs the shift. So for this, we just look for something, pull back, boom, take it back. So you need the daily shift of structure. Use the PLN weekly. It's clearly showing sign that it wants to reject because we have that engulfing candle right there. And the daily is showing that the daily is bullish. So that being said, we didn't have a daily accumulation breakout, so we would just want for price to pull back and then go. So we'll just be waiting for a proper daily pullback. Yeah, just being that this, if it was like a daily accumulation breakout, then we can look for a 4 hour pullback. But the fact that it's just a daily pullback, or actually we don't need a daily pullback, and this is a counter trend trade, right? Yeah, we're going counter trend trade. So counter trend trade. Waiting for proper 4-hour pullback. Okay. USD MXN. Weekly was at a lower low. We're at a proper weekly pullback now. Okay, good stuff. Kind of like wicked into that area, did some weird stuff. Daily is also bearish. Daily's had a proper pullback, so we just need the 4-hour to shift. USD HUF. Weekly, we've had a rejection candle. We pretty much be looking, this is a weak sell candle on here, strong bullish candle. So we're just looking for counter trend trace to take it back up. And the daily just needs to shift in order to do that. Okay, needs the daily SOS. Yeah, okay. NZDJPY. Weekly is lower low. We've broken past TP. Next TP would be here. Daily is in trend as well too. We're just looking for the daily to do a proper pullback. Euro GBP weekly is at a higher high. What's the daily saying? Daily is also congruent. Daily just needs a proper pullback. FJPY weekly, we've had a pullback to the area of interest. I like this. Okay. And but the week, actually, it doesn't matter because we're at the area of interest here. The daily does need to shift though. So pro trend at area of interest daily needs to shift. AGU, we are higher high rejecting with this massive rejection candle on here. So, and the daily has shifted. So basically, counter trend. Uh, okay. And daily is in trend. And 4-hour just need 4 hours in trend as well too. So 4-hour just needs a pullback because we didn't have a breakout this accumulation or anything like that. Like if we had some sort of breakout of here, then we could do something, but we didn't really do that. So we'll just say the 4-hour just needs a proper pullback. So the 4-hour would have a proper pullback, maybe somewhere. Previous structures here. It would need to have a pretty deep pullback actually, because if it pulls back to here, and rejects, we don't really have room. So I would say something like that would be a pretty deep pullback. So basically weekly 4 hour just needs back. Yay, 4 hour needs proper pullback. Did we already do this? We already weekly add, not really add an area of interest. Yeah, so not interested because there's not add an area of interest. Add an area of interest. We had a rejection. The daily needs to shift. Pro trend at area of interest. Weekly rejection candle needs daily SOS. Right? Yep. Euro USD. This is the weekly. We've clearly had a rejection, so then we'd be looking for a wick pullback continuation because this is a bullish engulfing candle. Um, it's showing that it's a weak bearish candle, but it's still an engulfing candle, so we can then look at the daily to have a proper daily pullback, which basically looks like it's there. Or even if, yeah, we go up, boom, 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 it could just pull back. So basically, we just want the 4 hour to shift because the 4 hour is bullish, right? So we just need the 4 hour to shift. Weekly wick pullback continuation. Does it need 4 hour to shift? Yeah, because the 4 hour needs to shift. Because that's so weird. Like this didn't break structure. So technically we're good. Because this is still bullish. This is still the structure low because there's no pivot on here. So we have a proper pullback as well too. So we are basically just looking. Yep, we're basically just looking for an entry right now. So for all right, Euro PLN weekly is bearish. We had a nice pullback. The daily needs to shift. Trend needs daily shift to structure. Okay, USD CZK. We have massive indecision candle, like rejection candle on here. So we definitely don't want to sell after that because price is saying it doesn't want to go down. So we're looking for buys. Daily needs shift to structure in order to do that. So pro trend, no, counter trend, and daily needs SOS. They can just put and silver. Yeah, we already did that. This needs the daily and USD NOK. Okay. At a lower low already. Daily needs the proper pullback. Feel like we already did this, right? Needs proper daily pullback. You can probably just pull back somewhere like there. Weekly. Okay, weekly, basically add TP at a lower low. The daily is bearish. So, and well, let's see what the weekly is showing. Weekly is showing that it's bearish for sure. Daily is bearish. Daily just needs a proper pullback. So we're just looking for a daily to something. We don't need all of that. Let's see if there's some sort of, yeah, perfect. So yeah, we're just looking for the daily to pull back. Weekly with pullback continuation, right? Yeah. Weekly with pullback continuation down to weekly take profit. Perfect. So basically, we just need, since this is pro trend, we need that daily pullback. We need that proper daily pullback. Okay, USD SGD. Weekly, what's the weekly telling us? The weekly is saying that it pulled back to, what do we got going on here? Yeah, this is basically a zone pullback, even if we went down here like that. Yeah, that's the zone. So add weekly area of interest. So pro trend, add weekly area of interest, and the daily needs to shift. So we would want something. Okay, UK oil. We're at the weekly lower low. The daily should be in trend. Honestly, we just want a proper daily pullback for this. There's a weekly wick pullback continuation. So then the daily would need to do a proper pullback. This 2021, a little too far. So maybe if the daily like pulls back, this isn't too bad here. Daily has a proper pullback to this area, and we can take it back down. Euro NZD weekly's at a higher high. We have basically rejected take profit. Daily just needs a proper daily pullback. So pro trend, daily just needs a proper daily pullback. It's gonna need a pretty deep pullback too. Pro trend. Weekly wick pullback continuation. Yeah, the daily has a pretty deep pullback, then we can come back here because we haven't broken through this zone, so we don't want to try to like just break through it unless we get a nice pullback. Um, I don't know. This is probably 2021, right? 2020. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to try to find. It's gonna need a really deep pullback. GA, same thing here. Yeah, daily needs a proper pullback. I don't know where to. AJ looks like the same thing, except for this one's a little better. Weekly target. Daily just needs a proper pullback. Silver, yeah. Lower low. This just needs a proper daily pullback. This one, we'll just wait until it starts pulling back and then see where it pulls back to, because there's like so many zones on here. It's not bad. If it's, yeah, okay, yeah, we have to wait anyway. So we're just gonna wait for it to have the proper pullback. US oil, looks like the same deal. At a lower low, tapped in there. Daily just needs a proper daily pullback. Pro trend trade, weekly wick pullback continuation. So we just need the daily to have some sort of pullback. Go. NZD same thing basically, right? Yeah, lower low. Right. Yeah, we broke past here. Lower low needs that proper daily pullback, and then we can go forward. EG, looks like the same thing for bullish this time. We've broken. We just need a weekly wick pullback. We had this like pretty nice daily accumulation breakout on here, right? So that means that, oh, it's on the weekly. Okay, so it doesn't matter actually. So we've had that breakout. The daily's also bullish. Okay, the daily did have an accumulation breakout on here. Like basically that we've accumulated and we broke out. So then we would just be looking for a proper 4-hour pullback. Pro trend, higher high, daily accumulation, breakout. So we need a proper 4-hour pullback. That would probably be a daily candle closure down here, and then the 4-hour will do everything that it needs. So, but basically the 4-hour won't shift for it to happen. So we just need a proper 4-hour pullback. So once the 4-hour pulls back, um, like pulls back to here or something, I would say like that would be a pretty deep pullback, and then we can look for some sort of buy, like pull back to here or something, have the signal in here, then we can look for a buy. Um, that being said, we can just use a minimum grade of 70% because it is a daily accumulation breakout. So this one's pretty nice actually. Euro GBP will be into the needs of 4-hour pullback. Okay, GCAD. Oh wow. Yeah, this one just didn't give us an entry. Okay. Anyways, let's go weekly. Weekly's at a higher high. It is showing strong sell signals. However, sell TP would have to be right here. What's the daily saying? The daily's also bearish. Okay, so then we would just look for a 4-hour pullback, proper 4-hour pullback. Wouldn't be bad to come to something like here. Bearish. Honestly, if we get the signal like right around there, yeah, if we get, okay, we need a rejection. We don't have a rejection yet. So if we get some sort of rejection signal, we could take it here. Otherwise, we'll just wait for it to pull back. Needs, uh, okay. So since if we don't get that rejection there, because it won't make sense, we'll just want it to pull back deeper. So if it pulls back somewhere to like here or just pulls back to here and then kind of like dies off, then we'll know it's like a proper pullback and then we can take it. Okay. So yeah, this just needs a proper 4 hour pullback. USD DKK. Weekly is clearly showing signs of sells. The daily is probably bearish as well too, because this is an engulfing pattern on here, so we don't have to worry about a weekly rejection. Pro Pro trend, weekly wick, pullback continuation, weekly bearish weekly rejection candle. Daily is also bearish. Daily is having a very nice pullback. Okay, and then the 4 hour is in trend as well too. So basically, yeah, 4 hours had a nice pullback. 4 hours had a proper pullback. We're just waiting for the accumulation break retest. Okay. Euro HKD. This looks like it's the same thing. Targets up here. Daily's gonna be in trend. So yep, we are good. And we've basically had that. Yeah, we've had a proper pullback. I would say that's pretty deep. So we just need the same thing again. Probably the same for USD HKD. Weekly. Oh no, it's a little different. Okay. So let's see what we got going on here. We're bullish. This was a bearish candle. What was the strength looking like on here? All right, so this is obviously a strong candle, right? So we don't want to do anything against this. It's wick. All right. All right, use the czar. We are at a higher high. Weekly wick pullback. Daily's probably in trend. Okay, so daily being in trend, 4 hours probably gonna be good too. So honestly, we just need, since it's a wick pullback, we can do a proper daily pullback. We'll just see if price pulls back. I think I need to change this line from black to something else, just because like it's not really catching my eye. Okay, so pro trend weekly wick pullback continuation needs proper. Okay, USD JPY weekly at a lower low. Weekly target be down here. Daily is at a lower low. Daily, probably want daily to have a little bit deeper of a pullback. But honestly, this isn't bad. This is a decent pullback. So let's see the 4 hour. The 4 hour will definitely does not need to shift because that was there. So the 4 hour just needs to have a proper pullback. Pro trend weekly wick, pullback continuation. Um, and we have weekly rejection candle. We need to double check and make sure we have all of those. For all the trades that we're taking continuation, make sure we don't have any weekly rejection candle against us. So, okay, so then the daily's good, I'll say. And then the 4 hour is also good. So the 4 hour, so we're in this area. However, it's not really a proper pullback. I would probably wait for it to have a little bit deeper of a pullback. Just like even there, you know? Just have it have a deeper pullback. Because right now it's just not as like we don't even have to go that far. Like even just that, I just want it to come back a little deeper, right? USD MXN, the weekly has had a proper pullback to the area of interest. We have a massive weekly rejection candle. So for that reason, it's just showing that it doesn't want to go down. So I'm not going to be interested in it right now until next week, until we get rid of that rejection candle, because trading against rejection candles is not fun. All right, USD PLN. We are same thing, having a massive weekly rejection candle. Take profits right there. Daily needs to shift. Daily shifted, so we just need a proper 4 hour pullback. We just need to make this visible in all time frames. So because the 4 hour needs a pullback, 4 hour can just literally pull back to even hair is fine. It just needs a pullback. Hair would be decent because then we'd have if we get a waiting for a proper 4 hour pullback or so if we get a rejection candle from this 4 hour thing, then we know we're good. If not, we'll just wait for it to pull back deeper. I'll just wait for it to pull back deeper to here and then come back here or all the way down to here, and then we can look for another area of interest right here. So, um, yeah, do we, okay, cool. GU, yeah, weekly rejection candle, counter trend needs 4 hour pullback. Brilliant. All right, so here, yeah, we can have a pullback all the way to here. Or, yeah, because this is not a rejection candle that I'm looking for. So, yeah, it needs proper 4 hour pullback. This is a daily accumulation breakout. Yes. Okay. So this is why it's good to put down these notes on here because you forget. GCAD, since we did it on here, this should already be analyzed. Waiting for proper 4 hour pullback. Okay. Waiting for proper 4 hour pullback. Yeah, and we're still in trend and everything. Perfect. Okay. And all of these, yep. Okay. All of these just need the accumulation break. So if we are looking for bullish, well, why is this all the way up here? Wait, hold on. Okay. So this would be cool if it kind of just did like that. And same with USD DKK. Should it just needs to break once above that all the way down. USD CAD basically is take profit right there. Okay. Take profit is right there. And we had this massive, yeah, it's bearish, and we had this massive rejection candle. So if we go from, pretty sure this is a rejection candle. Yeah, massive rejection candle. Eek. So USD CAD, we can move this to not this week. Boom. All right, we're good. Wait, why is this in here? Is this having a weekly range? Perfect. Everything's all organized now. Let's go. And let's just collapse all of these. So Sundays, these will be the ones we're looking for. And then we will go on from there. That's it.